There are some amazing armors in Tears of the Kingdom, including one that lets you completely ignore fall damage. We'll tell you where to get that one, how to upgrade it, and way more in this video, so let's go. I want to start with the Miner set that I think is already worth grabbing for the looks alone, as the Minotaur inspired headpiece is one of the coolest looking helmets in the game. But this set is also incredibly useful for exploring the depths of Hyrule, which is the enormous but very dark area underneath the mainland that houses some amazing secrets and rewards. Normally, you'd have to shoot bright blooms everywhere in order to be able to see, but with the full Miner set equipped, you'll generate enough light around you to comfortably get by, which makes exploring the depths much more enjoyable. For the first piece, we want to head underground from the chasm in the middle of Hyrule Field, and then we keep heading west. Use the rocks to glide over the gloom and head towards the second light route in the distance. After passing it, keep going past the campfire and the giant statue, and then you'll want to glide off the cliff into the dark. Once you reach solid ground, climb up and make some light for yourself. You'll see you have landed in some ruins, and you'll want to climb all the way to the top of them like this. There you will find a platform with a chest holding the Miner chest piece. For the second piece, we want to drop into the depths from the Great Plateau West Chasm, which is over here on the map. There's an elevator nearby where you land, so smack the fans to go up, make your way over to the minecart, place it on the track and get off at the first platform you come across. Again, make yourself some light here and then head to the left of the giant bridge-like structure to find a chest with the Miner trousers in them. And then for the amazing helmet, we want to head all the way southwest to this chasm in the Gerudo Desert. It's a bit of a walk from the chasm to the armor piece, but if you've grabbed the two pieces I've mentioned already, you can see a lot better in the dark. Once you've entered the chasm, place a marker over here on the surface map, as the treasure is located directly beneath this oasis, and then start heading towards it. Once you get close enough, you can see the light route in the distance, which should help you with orientation, as that's pretty much right next to where we need to go. There's a big empty platform in the middle of the structure you've made your way towards, with a chest in the middle that holds the Miner helmet. With 3 pieces equipped, you'll be able to see quite a bit in the dark, and there's even a hidden power that makes this armor even more useful that I will talk about later in the video. And by the way, if you've enjoyed the video so far, leave a like to help us out and subscribe for more Tears of the Kingdom videos. Now there's another amazing armor set you'll definitely want to grab, and that is the Fierce Deity armor. Not only does it look amazing, really love the glow on Link's eyes when wearing the headpiece, each individual piece also grants you extra attack. You can actually grab the first piece pretty early on, as it's located inside of the ancient tree stump over here in central Hyrule. Climb up the tree stump, then drop all the way down and look for this pathway blocked by vines. Cut through them to enter a side cavern and climb all the way up in here to find another part of the cave blocked by vines. Smash through them to find a chest with the Fierce Deity boots. Now for the other 2 pieces, we want to head to the northeast part of the map. On your way there, you will probably cross the Foothill Stables, which are over here. There's actually a side quest nearby here that we want to pick up, as completing it means we can also grab ourselves an amazing weapon when we collect the full armor set. You don't need the quest to grab any of the pieces, but I do still recommend picking it up. Check behind and to the left of the stables to find someone training dogs. There's a path underneath the shrine to her left that leads you to a camp with 2 adventurers. Talk to them and they'll tell you about a secret treasure in the cave nearby. Problem is, they don't know what chest it is in, but luckily there's something nearby that can help you with that. You might know this already, but if you feed a dog enough treats he likes, which are meats and fruits, they will lead you to a nearby treasure. So feed the nearby dog enough for it to follow you, lead it into the cave, and it will show you to the correct treasure chest that hides the Ember trousers, which gives you more attack in hot weather. More importantly though, you'll also find a letter by the bandit Misko that tells you where the pieces of the Fierce Deity armor are, and also to return here with the full set equipped. So now we want to head further northeast, almost to the edge of the map where you find this skull-shaped lake. We want to drop in the eye on the right side, the one that's basically a massive stone pillar. So climb up, drop down and head further into the cave. There are some undead enemies here. Remember that you have to destroy a skeleton's head in order to defeat them, and you also need to clear out some rocks, so bring bombs or a hammer to get through. There is a Stalnok stomping around the room with the armor, but you can sneak past it, climb up the central platform in the room and grab yourself the Fierce Deity mask. The final part of this armor is located in a pretty well hidden cave, so first we want to head to the Akala Citadel ruins over here on the map. Then head into the big central ruin and go to this exact spot on the map where you can see a small hole in the wall that you can crawl through. It leads to a hole in the ground that if you drop through, immediately puts you in front of the third piece of the set, the Fierce Deity armor. Grab it, equip all 3 pieces, and then head back to the cave where you had the dog help you out finding the treasure to open a secret part of the cave that houses a chest with the Fierce Deity sword. It has a high attack rating of 38, and thanks to the Fierce Deity armor, your attacks will hit even harder thanks to the triple attack buff you've got going. But those are far from the only amazing sets in the game. One of my personal favorites will help you explore the map much quicker, and if you're willing to put in the work to upgrade it, can even completely negate any fall damage. Yes, you heard it right, the glide set will let you completely ignore fall damage even if you plummet straight to the ground after using a skyview tower. It also looks amazing with the bird mask and the feathered cape, and it's actually not that hard to get. We need to go looking for 3 skydive challenges, which are located in the Sky Islands. As a general rule of thumb, use a nearby skyview tower, I'll show you the relevant ones on the map shortly, and then look for this giant floating stone pillar. At the bottom of it is a small island with a steward construct who will tell you about the dive ceremony. Basically, you're skydiving from the top of the pillar and need to pass through all the rings before you land to complete the challenge. You'll do a practice run first and then it's on for real, as you need to beat the challenge within a certain time. Each attempt will cost you 1 zonai charge, which you probably already have on hand, but if you don't, they drop from the robot enemies you'll also often encounter on the Sky Islands. For the first challenge, we want to head to the Lindor's Brow Skyview Tower, which is over here on the map. Shoot up from it, then look to the southeast to spot the giant stone pillar. Use your glider to make your way over, and if you're having trouble, the Vow of the Sage of Wind can really help you out with that. We discussed how to get it in our previous video, which I will link to in the video description. Once you made it to the island, talk to the construct to get started on your practice run. The rings are going to be in the exact same spot for the proper ceremony, so memorize them carefully and the challenge should be a breeze. Completing it within the time will grant you the glide shirt, which will increase your mobility while skydiving. So that means it will already help you out with the next challenge, and for that we want to head to the Mount Lanayru Skyview Tower over here on the map. The skydive challenge is to the northeast, but it's a bit further away from the tower. So what I recommend is using your glider to land on this small island along the way, which has a little flying machine and 2 rockets you can attach to it for some extra forward push. This should be more than enough to get you close to the island to start your second skydive ceremony. Now I had a bit of trouble finding the rings in this one because of the clouds, but you can follow the mode of energy that appears after you clear a ring to easily find the next one. Again, the locations are exactly the same in the trial run as in the real one, so if you clear it once, the second time around should be very easy. After clearing the challenge, you can also grab yourself the glide mask. For the final piece of armor, we want to head to this Skyview Tower on the northern part of the map and then head south after taking the jump. Again, this one is a bit further away from the tower, but there are smaller islands on the way there that you can hop between. Plus, if you've been following along so far and are wearing 2 pieces of the glide armor, you are much more maneuverable when free falling, which makes reaching the third island a lot easier too. Once you get there, talk to the steward construct and do the challenge. The gimmick here is that the rings are moving, but they don't move that fast, so it's still pretty easy. Now that you have the greaves as well, you can equip all 3 pieces for a massive boost in skydive mobility, meaning you can travel quite a distance from any skyview tower, so it's great for exploration. But like I said earlier, this armor also has the ability to make you immune to fall damage, but in order to unlock that, we need to upgrade the entire armor set twice. Doing so requires us to unlock 2 great fairy fountains, which is luckily not that difficult. The first one I found was over here, next to the woodland stables. Talk to the musicians, help them by attaching the wheels to the back of their car to fix it, and then you need to get them to the ferry, so equip a towing harness on your horse and ride them over there. If you don't have a harness yet, you can get the required points by visiting more stables or paying for a bed at one of them. With the first ferry unlocked, you can only upgrade your gear once, so we want to head to the east side of the map over here to unlock a second one. This one requires us to find a drummer for the band first. He's not that far away, he's actually over here, and we'll ask you to grab him some honey before he comes along. If you already have some on you, you can immediately continue, but otherwise you can find find some in the woods over here to the north of where we found our new friend. Return 3 honeycombs to him and he'll join back up with the band. This time around, you need to get the carriage across a body of water, so grab a fan, a steering stick and a battery from nearby, attach them to the cart, drop it in the water and get the band playing to unlock your second ferry and more importantly the second tier of upgrades. Now to upgrade the entire armor set to the second level, which is required to unlock the full set bonus, we need some rupees and 2 materials, Keys Wings and Arrokuda Eyeballs. Keys Wings are easy enough to come by, you can find swarms of them roaming around Hyrule Field at night, so shoot an explosive arrow into it to grab yourself lots of them. Arrokudas are a bit harder to find, they often appear in mountainous regions and in some Bokoblin camps, but you don't find them in groups like you do with the keys. Once you've grabbed yourself the necessary materials, you can upgrade the armor twice at one of the great ferries, and then you'll see that you've gained the impact proof set bonus when you equip all 3 pieces of the glider armor. This completely negates fall damage of any kind, so you can freely hop and float around Hyrule without having to worry about plummeting to your death. And there are more armor sets that offer set bonuses after upgrading them twice, like the miner set I mentioned earlier in the video that will leave behind luminescent footsteps to light your way back when exploring the dark. Also really useful for telling where you came from, as they stay there for quite a while. If there are any other armor sets you think we should include in future videos, let us know in the comments and subscribe to not miss our next Tears of the Kingdom video. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and if you want, you can watch our previous one on some amazing early unlocks. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.